Okay, well, today I'm going to go over my M16. It shoots really nice. It shoots the 410-ish, sometimes 415. I'm going to open it up because I want to do some other compression fixes and so forth to make sure it's as consistent as possible. Basically just check everything, but this video will be about the trigger pull. And some people I know will have this instance happen at some point. A lot of AEGs have this common flaw where you pull the trigger slightly, and if you pull it just slightly enough, it will start shooting full auto. The reason for this is because the trolley doesn't have enough plastic to be hit by the cutoff lever. So you could be in full auto, it wouldn't matter. It doesn't use a cutoff lever. So the main case is in semi mode. So if you pull all the way, you get a full trigger pull. Pull lightly, you could start doing full auto. Now, not every single AEG seems to do this from what I've been told. However, every AEG that I've worked on, just about every single AEG does it. This one is becoming more prominent. You can notice it right away. I have a video from, I'm not sure, maybe weeks ago, a month ago, where I went to test shoot this back outside and it immediately did it on video, and I said right away I knew what it was. So we're going to go ahead and take it apart and look at if there is damage to the plastic, or if it is just a trolley that has less plastic than others. I don't know exactly which trolley is in this gun, so I'm going to open this up here. Everything out. Okay, here we go. I'm undoing the screw. The screw definitely was not made for this, so this is one I put in just to have. Undo this spring for the trolley and pull out the trolley, and then kind of show what's going on here. Do I need to move this? Yeah. Should be able to come out, but I'm going to take it out anyways because I don't want to fuddle with scratching the, oh gosh, what is that called? It's not heat shrink, it's the protection that I put on here so that these wires don't get exposed. Alright, so I'll pull this out. Get that out of the way. Alright, so we got this out. We pull this out here. We can kind of check right away by hand movement. Touch is fine. So it's a quick touch. Therefore, since it's a quick touch, let me go ahead and show on camera. So it is a very, very quick touch. Let me just move this, and then let me focus. Hopefully the camera can focus today. So you can see it's a very quick snap. So the problem is that when you get right here and you barely touch this full auto, if this lever on the gearbox right here, this lever doesn't pull it up. So you got to make sure that it can pull this trolley up and out of the way. And right away there is plastic missing, and that's what happened. It's just wear, natural wear. It happens every once in a while, right here. So kind of to show that. Right here, there's wear. I'll take the camera off so I can show it better. There we go. Use some good old focus work here. Come on. What is up with the camera focusing today? Yeah, you can see right there. So that's why it doesn't grab it anymore. And the thing to do, if these are all different parts, which they may be, I don't think these are, but this is a VFC shell, so and this is G&G contacts and trigger housing in the trolley, I believe. So what we're going to want to do is do a test of the cycle. by hand. So flip this around, zoom in. Just so you can see what I'm going to do. Okay, so first things, where did that go? First thing is checking this. You put it in here and you can see that it lifts it. Now the reason I say that is because, oh shit. It's because shit, yeah. The reason I say that is because these trolley fins right here, they can be broken if it doesn't lift up properly. See how it drags up? Kind of difficult. Some they drag up a lot higher. So what you want to do is put this back down in here. And you got it in, right? So you want to take a screwdriver and cycle your, let me just take these out. Your sector gear here. And as you cycle it, push down your cutoff lever. Okay, alright. So as you cycle it here, we're going to push the trolley forward just enough so it makes contact. And we're going to cycle the sector gear. And right away you should see the cutoff, which is going up. Just to demonstrate, it's going up, but nothing happens. So it comes back around. So if I push this in just a little bit more, and I do this again, I feel resistance, which means it's pulling it. Now you check to see if the fins would break. It doesn't feel like the fins would break. If this spring is strong enough here, which I'm going to install real quick, to this trolley. If it's strong enough, it will function really well. The reason is because if it's too light, it's not going to function too well. Alright, so here we go. Just to demonstrate. Alright, so we cycle it, right? Okay, right before we cycle, I'm going to push this forward to see if it gets caught. That's another issue I do not want to deal with. Alright, good. And you can see both contacts moving back. That means it's working really well. Alright, so your trigger would pull this forward, and then as it cycles, as I cycle it, I can feel it try to lift the trolley up, but it doesn't have any good contact. We want to see if it's real damage from not being able to pull it up. So we put the trolley forward all the way, and as I do the cutoff, it looks like it functions properly. You can do this with the trigger. Put the trigger in there, and as you pull back, move your sector gear, and bam, you can see that. So then I let go, and it grabs it again. So we got no issue there, but that was all the way forward. So if I go barely, this is barely, hold position, it kind of gets it, but let's go a little bit less, right there where it touches. That's where it would be full auto. Nothing happens. So you know right away that it confirms, since it can move without braking. I'll do it one more time because I want to make sure if this wobbles too much right here, it means that in the body where this is cut down right here is to hold it properly. I don't think these were the same parts. I think this was cut so this would fit in here properly, from what I remember. So it's going to hold this solid. So if this is held solid in there and the trolley only moves up by moving this trigger housing, it can break. So you want to test again while watching this piece. You can do it while the gearbox is closed to ensure that that really doesn't happen, and feel for the resistance as you rotate it. So as I'll put it here all the way forward, and it does not look like that would have been an issue. So the braking, I can confirm from right now, was over time. This housing has been through probably, I don't know, 2 or 3 guns before it made it into this one, and it just decided to take it out finally. The plastic's kind of corrupt, so how to fix it is the question of the night, right? Pop that off. Take out this trigger, take this out, and first thing you're going to do is replace the arm here. So you only put as much material as you need. What some people do is they carve this down and then they add metal here. And what that does is then that piece is hit by this metal, which is a lot more reliable. And you can see if it's made properly and you test it to make sure that it can't break these fins and it works fine in here, then you'll do a real fix. It'll be all good to go. So that's how you would fix this. JB Weld would not work on this. It has to be a solid fix, and so the best method would be to carve this down and then insert a pin or some type of metal. You'd have to get it in there and then get it stuck in there. If it was me doing this, it looks like there's a hole here. So because of that, this is not solid all the way through. And I'm not talking about this hole right here. I'm talking about a different hole in the contacts. So I would usually just replace this piece if I have so many spares, which I usually do. But in this case, for video purpose, I will have to modify that, cut it down, and put some metal in there, and then show that it works properly. Alright, so here's some screws from an old computer case. Just basically stuff I keep around in my parts box. I'm going to get one of these. It has a sharp point at it. And I'm going to screw it in there, and then I'm going to Dremel it down. So that's what my objective is going to be. I don't want to put a pin in there. I want something that will stick in there and not really come out. So I'm going to get that one right there, and that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to match it with the trolley. Almost did no, I almost put the screws in that bag, could have came out into that motor, so I want to make sure that don't happen. So basically I'm going to check and see how much diameter it has, and see if I go ahead and put it in there. Now the thing is, remember, you might expose yourself to this contact, so the thing to remember is that that doesn't happen. So what I'm going to do is go down here and make sure that there's no exposure. I'm also going to take an up close picture so I don't screw up, and then I can refer to how much should be cut down, and I'm going to measure with my caliper right here. So you're going to want to copy basically the same specs, but this time add some metal in the way. Alright, I'm going to check the cycle first. So I already did the making the part, or fixing the part up. So I pull barely right here, and as a cycle, I can feel resistance even before that right here. So as soon as it barely touches, hits it, and then it doesn't hit right now, it hits when you move forward. So right here it doesn't hit. Doesn't hit there. But here, within this range, it will hit. So even if you're all the way forward, it works. Okay, now to see what it looks like. So we're going to pull this off here. Take the trigger out. And basically what I did was I used that screw I put it in place, and then I dremelled it to be the same thing. I mean, it doesn't look best, but it definitely works. You can see to the front right here that it's the same dimension. I also measured it with my caliper, which is about 350 this way and about 150 this way. So let's get a close-up of that. Okay, so you can see it's a metal screw. You can see it's a metal screw, but it's been shaved down to be just like a hook, like it was before. Not the best shaving. I mean, the Dremel is kind of hard to get it in there because I try not to cut other things too. But you can see it works. It's flush from here over, so it fits in the trolley. And best thing about it is not only is it solid because it was a screw that was tightened in there, it doesn't touch the contact, so I don't have to worry about exposure with this contact right here. So it's not touching it. I checked with the multimeter, and you can see right there. Sorry, my shadow's in the way. It works. Pretty awesome. Now I'll put the gun back together and show you it works. So you can see right there. So you can see right there it came out to be perfect. See how it's a screw and then it's shaved down. And it's flush with that piece so that it works. Okay, so here's safety. Make sure you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so after closing the gearbox, I'm gonna have to cycle first full auto first, and then now I can do semi shots. So you tell me, is it fixed? Because look. Full auto. You can tell the pinion on this motor is moving. I'm going to have to do some more modifications on the pinion, but you can see it's fixed, and that was the point of this video. Next video I might do the pinion modification, just to show you that I don't have full auto on my semi anymore. Awesome, right?